So welcome everyone to this very exciting day and moment. We worked for a year and a half to get to this point, and I'm really, really happy to be able to officially launch a new book that was delivered by Eco-Civilization team and all our dear partners, speakers, writers. And this is yet another important milestone in our global collaboration. And let me just share a couple of thoughts about this important moment, because it was a very dedicated work by many, and it's good that we acknowledge that. So the whole book launch is part of all the activities that Eco-Civilization movement is supporting and embracing. And of course, it would never happen without our dear partners who continue to work together in a collaborative framework. Just very briefly, Eco-Civilization movement is a disruptive global cluster of people who care. That's what brings us together. It's a safe space for engagement, collaboration, and innovation, and an emerging foundation for possible future civilization. How did the book came about? Well, it started with the Year of Mental Health, which was a series of discussions on this extremely important topic, and especially these days when the world seemed to be looking for a new calibrating point, for a new point of stability. So as a result of this series of discussions, we invited the speakers to contribute their written contributions. And that's how, from the Year of Mental Health in 2025, today, April 22nd, we're launching a book, Mental Health, the Soul of Humanity. And just briefly, what was really the Year of Mental Health? Well, Eco-Civilization is trying to invite into the new structural and systemic thinking of the future societies. And one of the focused entities of our attention are beings, and especially also humanity as part of that. So Year of Mental Health was really working on this particular angle of the potential future civilization. And we saw as mental health as a pillar of resilience and sustainability. So if we don't have a stable individuals, it's hard to talk about systemic, holistic resilience and sustainability solutions. We also really wanted to break the stigma of for a better quality of life, because around mental health in different societies, in different communities, we still could see a lot of stigmatic approach, which of course is harmful towards those that have to deal with different mental health challenges in addition to the challenge itself. But at the same time, we wanted to connect people, bring forward those that care, and empower stewards of this societal, civilizational change that is coming. Even though that there were a lot of people who co-created the momentum, I have to say that the biggest thanks goes to Dr. Rajni Vohra, who was not only one of the co-creators of the content of the Year of Mental Health, but also became an editor. Eleftheria Kakamboras, she brought her rich experiences in this area, and equally as a partner contributed not only to shaping up the content itself, but bringing really important people on board as well. And myself, I'm mostly holding space for this beautiful content to emerge and to give full support to those that care as a curator of Eco-Civilization movement. In the search for answers, there are a couple of thoughts that I'd like to bring forward, not to go too much into details, but I think they have shaped our whole understanding of this important topic. It's the fact that with our growing interest in the intangible layers of our existence, mental health is getting recognized as a fundamental part of human well-being, a necessary tool for resilience and survival. And as we will learn today, and as we have been learning for the last year and a half intensively, for emotional health and joy. This was a very strong message that kept coming forward throughout our discussions. Also, another message that came through as a summary of discussions is that the health of our minds shapes the health of our world. And that's how we started sensing this mental health as a soft infrastructure of the emerging civilization. We have recognized that without a holistically developed individual, we cannot hope for a more stable world. So that's why this powerful message was put together as an eco-civilization message for 2025. In addition to that, there is another one that it's very close to my heart, is that mental health is not a luxury. It is the foundation upon which resilient, conscious, and sustainable societies are built. And if anything, it became clear that all these extensive mental health challenges are actually a product of a modern world. There were some exceptions in the past, but the modern world has created conditions for this to almost become business as usual, which is a huge concern. So last but not least, I'd like to share one more thought, which has evolved out of this year of mental health, where our minds are calm and our hearts are open. We became the architects of a world that thrives in harmony with life and nature. Through these discussions, it became clear that one of the challenges that humanity is facing in a relationship with mental health challenges is our growing detachment from Mother Nature and planet Earth. And it's not a coincidence, Life Provides, that we're launching this book on the Earth Day. And this directly connects us with the message that was created as a result of this year of mental health. So, few more information about how this book came about. I already mentioned this first message from the year of mental health to the book Mental Health, the Soul of Humanity. But there is an important message here as well, that it would never happen without a very dedicated work of two people, which I'd like to specially acknowledge their contribution. Our designer, and of course, our editor. So thank you very much to both of you, because without you, this book would never look so good, so professional. And of course, it would take much longer to be born. But expenses need to be paid as well. So I'd like to express a special thanks to two of my friends who contributed financially for this book to materialize, Mattia Masi and Peter Ryan, and my own contribution to that. So without saying special thanks to writers, this would not be right. So there is 19 different writers. There are 19 different writers who committed their time and work to share experiences on this important topic and contribute their chapters to this book. So without naming them all, because you can see them in the book, they are, of course, all well introduced with their short CVs and pictures that we can recognize them. I'd like to say a deep, deep thank you to all of you at the same time. And I hope that this is just the beginning of our continuous engagement and continuous collaboration to deliver on the mission of our first year of collaboration even further. Ecocivilization has published several books until now. We've started in 2022 when we recognized that our discussions that we've been leading already for 2 years need to have some sort of sustainable footprint. And we decided to start publishing the books, and we engaged, Rajni and I were brave enough to enter into the stream, and the first book on circular economy was born. Then in June 24, The Water, the Essence of Life was born. Two of our colleagues also published a special book which kind of put a foundation of systemic view of eco-civilization. It's yet to be translated to English. This one is only published in Slovenian. However, the other two are published in English. Today, we are launching the book Mental Health, and soon, in a couple of weeks, we're launching yet another book, Leadership Challenged, which is also related to the series of discussions that we conducted in the year 2025. So, without further ado, I would like to pass my word to Rajni, who will talk a little bit more about the book itself, the content, and then, of course, we're looking forward to our discussion, especially to meet those who contributed and co-created this book, to share some of their thoughts and how they envision potentially our next step forward. Thank you very much for your attention, and Rajni, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Violeta. And let me share my PPTs. Sharing is not done. Violeta, please allow me to share.
I'm just trying to set it up.
I have to send request. Yeah. I have sent request.
Here you go.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Violeta, once again. And I'm extremely excited to be here and feel truly honored to be launching the third book along with you. We started our collaboration from circular economy, then to water, and this year on mental health. I'm grateful to you, Dr. Violeta, for this meaningful collaboration and for the inspiration you bring to the work every time. And it amazes me how wonderful you are as a human being, as a leader, and as someone who possesses such knowledge and experience in life. So let me congratulate you once again, my dear friend Eliteria. Here I have my dear friend Yuko Kudo also, and Dr. Srinivasa also, and each and every contributor to this book, also every member of Eco-Civilization team as well. And everybody contributed immensely towards this book. I will have to turn off my video due to unstable internet connection. So I hope that's fine. So as you can see that here we are today to launch the book only. So we will talk about the book. So here I'm going to give you a brief overview about the book. So as you know that the book comprises 20 chapters, which are authored by 19 global authors, along with an exquisite and reflective painting by our friend Yuko Kudo. Brings together diverse, rich insights from mental health experts, including psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, researchers, consultants, and also thought leaders, as well as terminal illness survivors. It explores a wide spectrum of topics which are related to mental health. So we are confident that it is going to be of immense value to everyone. We have thoughtfully organized this book into 6 broader segments, each offering a unique lens on mental well-being. So the book opens with a segment is called Foundations, Mental Health as a Living System. Here we are talking about core shift in the sense, hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, we can hear you
we
well.
can hear.
Okay, because here I'm facing electricity issue, so that is why I was wondering if you can hear me. Okay, so here we are moving from illness to wholeness and ecology. The mental health as a part of human evolution. And here Dr. Violeta has contributed, actually Dr. Violeta has contributed 2 chapters in the book. And in her chapter, she has clearly mentioned that mental health is a part of human evolution, and we are living in a time of uncertainty and transition. Of course, it is as a human being our choice which direction we want to move in. Also, there are chapters which are devoted by others, which are contributed by other authors. And the other chapter, I'm sorry, due to electricity issue, I will have to wait for a couple of seconds because I'm unable to see so many things around me. So just wait for a couple of seconds because I have written name of the contributors. So I don't want to give wrong attribution for the chapters. In general, it doesn't happen so frequently, but I don't know why we are facing so much electricity issue today. Anyway, I can carry on my presentation even without names of the doctors about whom I'm not sure or the contributors. So there's a chapter which is devoted by Dr. Ruksheda Saida, who has specifically talked about social media, relationships, and environment. Also, there's a chapter which is devoted by Dr. Swati, and she feels that seeking help about mental health is a strength. In fact, it's not a weakness. So she believes that balance, resilience, and compassion are key to mental health. And that's a big thing actually for individual to seek, balance in living life. So here in this particular segment, we are talking about very fundamental things, very basic things about mental health. So moving on to the next, that is inner ecology and embodied wholeness. And here we are focusing on mind, body connection and inner healing. And here we are talking about, how illness, uh, our journey from illness to transformation, importance of self-awareness and inner nourishment. And I think we have wonderful person who appeared as one of the speakers also, and she contributed a chapter which deals with how music supports brain health and emotional health. Also there is a person who talked about hormones influence ADHD and emotional health. Well, later I think I should be waiting for the electricity to come. I'm extremely sorry. I let me wait. I mean, just allow me a couple of seconds. If
Yeah.
I could make some arrangement, then I will. Otherwise, I'll think what I can do regarding it because I'm very particular about all the contributors who have given their contribution towards the book.
No problem,
Just allow.
Rajni. Life happens. So we are a global
Yes,
community
I mean,
and we are ready for everything.
I'm extremely sorry. It never happens. I don't know. Somehow, I'm okay sitting in without AC, without fan, but I want to carry on the presentation.
Sure.
So,
And it's a Earth Day. Obviously, there is some sort of connection.
uh,
Uh,
so just a moment. I hope I see some some hope that I would be able
but it's
to.
going well, Rajni. I mean, we see your presentation and we hear you well, so you can continue this way, no problem.
Yes, Violeta. Just a minute, because I can carry on the presentation definitely, but I think I want to do justice with the authors and contributors.
I
So
understand.
that's my only worry, that I'm not able to do justice with the contributors. So
So I can support you there, Rajni. The contributor that you're talking about at the moment was Dr. Katharina Haber, who
yeah,
really spoke to us about music and brain health. And
right,
then
right.
in the contributor for hormones, women's well-being and health and women's health, and how our hormones are connected to ADHD, especially for women, is the author is Adele Wimsatt.
Right, absolutely. And I think I have got list of author's name in front of me. I could find on at least on screen. So thank you so much, Alitheria, for this
You're
support.
welcome.
So actually, you were talking about Celia de Mestral, who
And Celia
courageously
de
shared her
Mestral.
journey through terminal
Mhm.
illness and her
Mhm.
path towards radical remission, reminding us of the human capacity for transformation. And from lived experience, we move into biological insight, as I already talked about ADHD, which was contributed by our friend Adila, who explains how hormonal changes influence ADHD symptoms across a woman's life, highlighting the importance of gender sensitive understanding. Expanding from biology to lifestyle, the next author, Lena Klopsik, emphasized the inner well being is not just personal, it shapes the collective, urging us to value rest and care as essential, not optional. And finally, connecting mind and body through creative expressions. Our friend, as Alitheria also helped me recollecting the name, Katrina Habe. She illustrates how music can enhance brain function, reduce stress, and strengthen emotional resilience. So, friends, from this slide, I move to the next slide. And the next slide, as the name is there, resilience, crisis, and transformation. This section focuses on growth through adversity. As I reflect through my chapter, which is contributed by me, there has never been a perfect time in history, I believe. And while challenges are constant, but then there are modern stressors which bring new forms of anxiety and uncertainty. So from this reflection, we move towards the next chapter, which is contributed by Dr. Srinivasa. And Dr. Srinivasa traces the evolution of mental health from stigma to compassion. He highlights the role of therapy, especially CBT, and social context very evidently. Addressing a common concern within this journey, Dr. Om Betekar clarifies that mental health treatment is not a lifelong dependency. And this is such a widespread notion and misconception, in fact. But it is an empowering step towards healing. And bringing, in this perspective of development, our next author, Aparna Nayyar, uses the powerful metaphor to show that resilience is shaped by environment and support systems. So from this slide, we move to the very important slide that is from individual resilience. We now expand outward to the role of relationships and collective healing. And in this segment, we are essentially focusing on power of human connection, where author Alicia shares how her experience with cancer reshaped her priorities, placing love, presence, and connection at the center of life. Building on the importance of connection, my dear friend Alitheria highlights how circles and shared spaces create empathy, safety, and belonging, which are truly essential elements for mental health, trauma, and healing. And I couldn't agree more with this perspective, because I personally believe that circles are not merely supportive, but essential to the recovery process. Taking this further into system thinking, where Dr. Valeri presents a framework that views network as living system, And she integrates nature, human experience, and social structure in her contribution. Similarly, our artist friend Deirdre emphasizes the importance of reconnecting with ourselves, others, as well as nature through simple mindful practices and body-based healing, showing the releasing emotional blockages, which can significantly improve mental well-being. While we are talking about relationship as something which is so central in human life, they are also shaped by larger environment factors we live and we work in. So about that, we discuss in our segment, which is the next segment that we call culture, work, and social context. This section explores how external systems influence mental health. For example, our friend Olga Mukhina, she examines how culture shapes our understanding and practices on mental health across regions. Extending this into organizational space, our friend who is also present with us today, Amira Malik, reflects on the growing focus on mental health in workplaces and invites us to question how meaningfully it is being addressed nowadays. And finally, in our next slide, we explore indigenous wisdom as well as time perspective. The question is, what have we lost along the way? What have we forgotten? If as a human society, as a culture, as civilization, we have so much of everything, then what is missing in our life, which is causing so much of trouble, which is causing so many mental health issues, so many challenges everywhere on this earth? So, I think that section is very close to my heart because that asks us to question ourselves that what is missing, and kind of we need to introspect within ourselves and what we can do for the society around us, what we can do for the larger group of people who are in need of help. So friends, from here we move towards the chapter, which is very important, contributed by our friend Dr. H.C. Sasa Bozic, who reminds us that modern mental health challenges stem from a deeper disconnection from identity, community, and stability. In a rapidly changing world, even strong individual struggles when life moves faster than the human psyche can actually adapt. And I always believe that this work of which is a collective work of everyone, I would say, I would not call it is my work or your work, I would call it a collective work. The soul of humanity is not just a book. It's a journey. It's a journey from fragmentation to wholeness, from isolation to connection, and from awareness to transformation. Because mental health is not just personal, it is the foundation of our collective future. On that note, I thank each one of you for being part of this journey as contributors, as speakers, and as participants, for sharing your knowledge, giving your valuable time, and being with us today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Rajni. And if you pass my screen
Just
back to me.
Yeah, sure.
There is also one more acknowledgement that I'd like to make, which is a very special one, which is contribution of one of the longest co-creators of eco-civilization movement, Yuko Kudo, who actually demonstrated by herself an incredible mental strength through challenges that she had to face. And Yuko,
Yes.
it's a real honor to be with us, we have you with us here today. And thank you for this very personal contribution to the book, which is actually the beginning of the book. So
yes, Violeta, I also want to mention, and thank you so much, Yuko, for sharing with us this reflective painting. And this painting is very precious to us because it is very much aligned with the theme that we have for this book. And also, if somebody knows the story of this painting, they would understand the meaning of the word strength, which is very important. Thank you so much, Yuko.
And maybe later on, Yuko, you would be willing to share a few words with us. But before we go to the discussion, I would like to invite Eleftheria, who was a co-creator of the Year of Mental Health, to share some of her thoughts with us. Eleftheria, please.
Thank you so much, Violetta, and my esteemed collaborator and friend Rajni. It's been an incredible journey, and I want to thank all of our speakers that are here, all of the contributors. I think together we really got to see that holistically, the world, as we've been saying now, and I don't want to repeat it, but the disconnection in our modern society is leaving us, and specifically the youth, which I'm really worried about, in a very, very lonely state. And so we learned so much through everybody. And I think the golden thread that connects us is that we really are global. We have different cultures. But at the end of the day, this is why I love that the book also says the soul of humanity. At the end of the day, we're human beings, not human doings. And we're really connected through the thread of love and care. And so for me, I think I'm really passionate about community and healing together as community and in circle. And I think that is our way forward. But there's still so much for us to learn. There's so much more love we can give. There's so much more kindness and compassion we can bring to one another. And I hope that this book is the start of a longer conversation and practically bringing something into being in all of our local communities. And yes, and so that would be from me for today.
Thank you very much, Eleftheria. And let's say that at this moment, the launch of the book is officially done. So you can now join Eco-Civilization page, the library where everyone can download for free the electronic copy of the book. And you're free to share it. The only thing we are asking everyone is that you make a reference to what the source of this is. And from this point on, I'm opening up the podium for a discussion, and I already invited Yuko before, so maybe Yuko, you could start with maybe your comments and sharing of part of your experience that brought you to this point.
Thank you so much, Violetta, and congratulations to everyone and all the contributors. I'm so honored to have my paintings being a part of this book. And yeah, it's such a wonderful, wonderful initiative that Eco-Civilization and Dr. Rajni Eleftheria. Congratulations and thank you for your leadership. So I'll share a little bit about the artwork that I have contributed and why it was so important to me. And when I was asked to contribute, our art pieces represent resilience, and that was the one that I immediately came to my mind. And it was a self-portrait that I have made for celebrating 1 year anniversary for recovering from my ruptured brain aneurysm. And if you once you have the book, and you'll see that everything is centered around the body is actually like a shadow and trace around my own body. So it's really fun like that. And I think in terms of art and mental health that I would love to share, that it really helped me to keep my balance while I was recovering. Painting was not something that I practiced as an artist prior to my brain aneurysm. And I intentionally avoided it, to be honest. So when I had a desire to explore painting when I got discharged from the hospital, I was surprised. But it was a great practice for me to continue expressing even when I didn't want to talk to people, even when I didn't want to be around people, but there was some therapeutic aspect of it. And I am very grateful that I was able to find the modality and this method of reconnecting with myself. And prior to that, more performing arts and film and production, those were my area of art and creative modality. And now it's more internal. And yet at the same time, I'm able to share this painting with a broader audience and broader group of people. And to the point that I got so excited about this healing power of art, which I knew as an information prior to my experience. But now that I understand as a recipient of this power and having the tangible experience, and I'm have been a part of Global Arts and Medicine Fellowship. So I'm learning more about how can I, as an artist, uh, without the clinical practice, without the PhD, MD, all of that, how can I contribute as an artist, bringing in all these art project and community art making practices, and hence we can really help people heal. I think artists can be in a presence position that be in between places, right? The clinical practices and professional services and where the people are. We are the one that get to be in between when maybe myriads of reasons, whether there's a cultural stigma or is it at that financial resources or is there social disconnection, wherever that may be, artists are the one that could hopefully be the bridge in between and by helping people feel something and help that next step to continue. So I'm very humbled by this experience of being able to be that and continue everyone to keep creating. And I want to encourage people for that because 20 minutes of doodling, it's already good for you. It would really change your brain system, the neural pattern and signals. So I want to encourage people to do that. And again, thank you for this opportunity to contribute. And my I'm very excited. And if you want to see more of my art, I post my art very regularly on my Instagram, and which is Yuko is Love Live Life, and which really stand for like a love and live your life. Love and live your life every day. And so I'm hoping to continue creating these artwork, continue to support these, and continue to express and share joy and love and kindness. So thank you, everyone.
How beautiful, Yuko, how wonderful you shared your very intimate experience, which shaped and shaped your life. But with your extremely positive nature, you turned that into a new opportunity. So lovely. And I'm sure that you have inspired many already and more will follow your path. And I continue looking forward to engaging with you and continue to create new dimensions within eco-civilization movement as well. Thank you, Yuko. All the best. Now, allow me to invite Amira, who was also one of our speakers and contributors and an important impulse into this whole story that we unveiled in the last year and a half. Amira, the word is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, to the contributors, to anyone who believes in the cause and who would like to contribute, for a better word. And thank you for the presentation, Rajni, of the article. You said it all. I would just add something. It's a reflection while we were talking. It's about contribution itself. I think mental health, and that's the reason why I thought it's important for me to be part of this project, because usually authors, they would write about topics out of expertise or out of passion. It was not honestly the case for me. I thought that I need to write, I need to contribute out of necessity, out of emergency also, but another reason, which is responsibility. Each and every one has a responsibility in creating this world where we all live together. Mental health is something that I'm more and more observing how necessary it is, not only on a personal level, but on a relational level, on a community level, on family level, cultural, but also organizational. So the lenses that I brought to the book mainly is a workplace, it's organizational one, where people or professionals feel a kind of threatened even to make reference to mental health. Using the expression or this word mental health is stigmatized. And throughout the article, my goal was perspective shifting from one question that is, do we talk about mental health, to do we have safe spaces where we could be human? And I hope that this article brings insight and creates a little impact, of course, in this community. Thank you so much for offering the opportunity. It's a real pleasure for me to be part of this family.
Wow. Thank you very much, Amira, as well, for your contribution. I'm trying to bring Celia on board because she's with us as well. She's also one of the co-authors, but somehow maybe Rajni, you can share the link that you shared with Professor before, because somehow I cannot bring her on board as a panelist.
But then there will be 3 Rajni Vohras, Dr. Rajni Vohra. Okay, fine. Eleftheria, I don't have number of Celia because I had number of Dr. Srinivas, so I instantly sent on WhatsApp.
But is Professor still with us, Rajni?
Yes.
Okay, maybe would he be willing to share some of his thoughts with us as well?
Sure.
Please.
Yes.
I'll be glad to talk to you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I cannot see
Yes.
you, Professor. Could you? This is better now. Please.
Firstly, greetings to all of you. It's really a privilege for me to be with you all. And I really echo the point which you made earlier. Mental health is a foundation of society. It is not a luxury. And it's a civilizational infrastructure, And I just completed 50 years of working as a psychiatrist. And I just want to reflect upon 2 or 3 things. We seem to be in a very, very good place for mental health all over the world. But there are barriers. I just want to touch upon these 2 things in the time that is available. Firstly, we are in a very good position where positive mental health, for its own value, not because of lack of illness, is getting attention everywhere in the world. For example, last 1 year, I've been working with the aged population, where we are not talking about aging as a illness, dementia, depression, but aging as fruition, as a second life, and where you can think of equanimity, you can think of gratitude, you can think of forgiveness, you can think of purpose of life, and all those things. And just this week, there are 2 major papers, one on positivity and about aging, other one about optimism, both high quality papers showing that just optimism and positivity decreases dementia, increases your longevity. Unfortunately, I just want to share another reality that occurs is everyone seems to be still preoccupied with illness. Let me illustrate it with a dramatic. Last week, there was a very major meeting in Bangalore on digital technology for mental health. Almost all of it was about illness, recognition of illness, care, and how to prevent suicide. And I was trying to point out that, look, digital technology can be the best thing to promote positivity, how to take care of yourself, equanimity, gratitude, getting over your childhood trauma, all those type of things. So to me, another thing which I want to mention is that I want to thank Rajni especially, because when she invited me for a talk, I had to dig into CBT in a depth. Because when I did my psychiatry, it was not there. CBT was not in a big way in the 70s and 80s. It came much later. And I really realized how empowering CBT is to the individual. while most mental illness is disempowering. You are mentally ill, you are ill for the life. So, so we are in a very good position if we can take the message that you made in the beginning. Mental health is a positive aspect of humanity, and I think this book will be a very, very positive contribution, and more of us will. For example, one of the things that I have done as part of the last 1 years of work about the spiritual approach to aging is to get 100 stories of people how spirituality has been helpful to them. I am amazed at the way people are using it. And I think bringing all of those type of things would be what will make a change in the minds of people to think of mental health, not mental illness, not patient, but population. To me, we would be in a very good position. It is going to be a struggle because I remember when I was the World Health Report chief editor in 2001 in WHO, I argued a lot in the group. I mean, of course, not my, it was a collective one, but we were not ready for mental health. We talked about integrating mental health with primary health care as the goal in 2001. Today, in 2026, I would say make mental health a priority of everyone, and we would have solved the problem of mental health because there is enough that each one of us can do. There will be never enough professionals, but every one of us can take care of our health like we take care of our physical health. So thank you very much, and it's wonderful. Looking forward to read all the articles, particularly Yuko Kudo, her own illness experience, and thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, Professor. And maybe just one question, because you are really such an incredible expert from the field. When you look at the last 30 years, what would you bring forward as the biggest change in this profession and the way how you saw it and the way how you are experiencing it now in your daily practice?
Very good. Very good question. Thank you very much for this. When I started psychiatry in 1972 to 75, one of the books that influenced me most was Freud's book, his journey. I consider it a very important one because before Freud came in, mental illness was deviancy, sin, devil. He moved the whole dialogue into psychic determinism. That's the biggest change that occurred. Even today, I would say that, to my mind, it was a big. Now, then came the human approach to things, Filipinal and others. But today, in the last 50 years, the power has come back to the individual. That means, for example, when I use CBT, I am telling myself that I am capable of changing myself. And the therapist is only instrumental. Earlier, therapist was controlling, direct. That is the biggest change that has occurred. So to me, the biggest thing we can do, like we are doing in this book, is to make people to value their mental health, make it feasible for them to practice and empower themselves, what I would call it as blossoming, so that it becomes not one of stigma, not one of hiding it, one of opening it up. Like what Yuko Odo said about her art. She said something that growth is internal. To my mind, that is the essence of all religions. So I would say that we are in a very good position. Only thing is that we professionals will have to give up our territory and make it everyone's territory. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And please stay with us. We're going to be done very shortly, but I'd like to bring on board also Celia. She was also a co-creator of the Year of Mental Health and contributor. So Celia, the word is yours.
Hello, everyone. What a pleasure to be a part of all this. It's surreal to me. So thank you all for all your work and all the effort that you put into sharing knowledge and awareness about mental health. It's so important, especially in healing. And yes, it's true. We talk so much about illness and the symptoms and what causes it, but nobody's really talking much about how can we get to the root of it and what is the root of it? And coming back to ourselves, coming back to our essence, coming back to that self-love. And we need so much more of that every day. And of course, healing isn't linear. It's not. It has its ups and downs, and there are days that you feel so empowered and so inspired by all your own work and the work that other people are doing. And there is this community of people who are helping each other, and it's so wonderful and beautiful. And then you go home and you feel so empty. And it's like, why? I feel like I've done it all. I feel like I have worked through it. And then it's just sitting with that emptiness for a bit and listening to what's happening and paying attention to what comes up. And that's how healing happens, instead of ignoring it and walking away from it with all the distractions from social media, also another topic. But yeah, talking about it more and more and showing up in the world as authentic as we can be, with compassion, with love and care for everybody, especially ourselves, because it starts there, right? Let's be compassionate to ourselves. Let's be loving to ourselves. Let's see if we're feeling comfortable here. And let me be myself, so that the way I carry myself, it will be a mirror to how other people will carry themselves. And that's how we create this ripple effect of healing and understanding. And yeah. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing. And I'm really looking forward to reading all the chapters. I'm sure it's going to be amazing, and I'll be crying a lot.
Thank you very much to you as well, Celia. And I hope that, as I said at the beginning, that this is the beginning of the new collaboration in the future. And I'm sure that this topic will find its way back to the program of Eco-Civilization, because it is the soft infrastructure of our future togetherness. So thank you very much. So Rajni, back to you. We are slowly completing today's session, and I'd like you to close it up.
Thank you so much, Violeta. And honestly speaking, it feels surreal today, because almost 1.5 years back, in the month of August, when all three of us sat together to brainstorm as how we can contribute towards mental health awareness, as well as, in our capacity, in whichever way possible, to the point when we are sitting here at the launch of it, we are celebrating it. It doesn't feel real. And I think it is the beauty of humans' immense capability of thinking. This is the magic of human thinking, that if we determine we have to do something, we will be doing something for sure. And this is a proof of it. And I just want to share one thing with you. That recently, my country, India, has introduced its first psycho park. I hope Dr. Srinivas Murthy, because he's staying very close to Kerala, state of Kerala, Bangalore in Karnataka. So in state of Kerala government has introduced first psycho park, which is kind of interactive, where, in a very simplest way, you can understand how human brain functions. As I shared with you previously also, that as per WHO, there should be at least 3 psychiatrists for every 1 lakh of population, whereas in India, we have less than 1 psychiatrist for 100,000 or per 1 lakh population, which is such a big shortage. And these numbers make it more evident that why conversations like these are so important, so vital to hold. So I feel the more we work towards this, the less it is. We need to work more and more towards this thing. And I mean, of course, we are not stopping our work here, that, okay, we have celebrated mental health year, our job is over. We will keep on holding something on mental health every time, because Violeta was discussing with me, because she feels that AI and mental health are closely related to each other. And the other day, she was discussing with me how we can have some productive dialogue around it, AI and mental health. So I think our job has just started. It is not over, and it is everybody's job. I mean, no matter whether you're a professional or a social or just an individual living in any country, living in any city, in any civilization, it is important to understand how important mental health has become. Especially we have seen in last 1 or 2 months how it has impacted the whole world due to this unstable geopolitical scenario. Here is a proof. So thank you so much, everyone, once again. And again, my heart is congratulations to each and every contributors. And thank you so much, Dr. Srinivas Murthy. Dr. Srinivas Murthy, is there anything you feel we should be holding our dialogue around mental health? Would you like to suggest us something?
One of the biggest challenges we have is the deviancy model. Now, there are many ways of doing it. One of the most important thing is like what just now Yoko did. Talk about it. See it as a personal journey. So the more and more of us talk about it, just to give context to what I'm saying, I myself am a cancer survivor. And I have written, I'm into my 13th year, so I'm doing very well. Touch wood, I had a colon cancer, and it has taught me a lot of things. I think more and more of us who have had both issues, life situations, where we mastered it, how we mastered it, how others can master it, is what we need to do. So that, if I can give an analogy, it is like the beauty business. You go to the beauty parlor to become more beautiful because you are every day using a powder, ointment, oil, or something. But if it was an ugly people's clinic, no one would go there. What we are doing in mental health is to run ugly means clinic. Forgive me for saying that. What we need to do is to make everyone use mental health as an essential part of their everyday life. Then, when I have a problem, a grief, a disappointment, I will go easily to the therapist because I know I have crossed the boundary. But if I have never used this thing, so my own request, Rajni and Iswan, is that let us be open, talk about it, bring about it, and a tremendous revolution is occurring in India. Just last month, a book has come called Homecoming, of about a dozen people writing their stories of themselves or the families living with mental illness. And the first book came out only about 20 years back called Sepia Leaves. And now it's coming up every day. And it's a fantastic change. And then what will happen is mental health will become part of their life. I'm very hopeful, though I may not be there to see it because of my age. I'm 79 years, but we'll hope that we are in the right track. I'm very hopeful. Thank you. Thank you,
Professor, at least 20 productive years are still ahead of you. So I just got an idea that maybe at the beginning of next year, we can jointly launch a virtual conference on mental health, which it gives us now enough time to prepare well, because this topic needs to stay alive, as you said, and help people to move it from the doctor's office to the real life. And we already have here many great stories, and I can see our colleagues in the chat being active. So that's great. I can feel that this is now the right moment just to acknowledge the presence of this.
I will be happy. I just downloaded the book. That I was able to download the book, and I've got it in my computer now.
Lovely. And if you share your address with Rajni, I will send you the hard copy.
I've given it. Thank you.
I have already got Dr.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. We'll work together.
Great. So let me just acknowledge one more time what Rajni already shared, but Eleftheria is the one who actually started that process. We are running this year on the topic AI Challenged. And because this is such an important topic, I picked up the idea from Eleftheria, and June's session on AI Challenge will be AI and mental health challenged. So indeed, due to the limited capacity of Eleftheria in July, Rajni and I joined forces, and we have started organizing this session already. So I'm inviting you all to join because I'm sure that that's going to be yet another deep discussion about that and contribute to the content of the conference in the beginning of next year as well. So it's sort of a prompt for the next stage. So it's lovely to see that a topic can evolve and continue to bring some attention from people and to people. But Rajni, I want you to finish this session.
So, Eleftheria, do you want to say something you feel like one line you feel you probably would like to share with us?
I would just say I'm deeply grateful. I think this book launch, but also us gathering on this topic, really just shows us how people who care that come together can really create positive impact. And so I'm just really, really grateful. I love collaborating and working together, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to unfold out of this. And I'm again grateful to all our listeners and all of our contributors and our speakers. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, and your powerful stories of hope. We're so grateful for you. Thank you, Rajni.
Thank you so much, Eleftheria. And I also request all the contributors, of course, I would be sending an email also to share your addresses so that as soon as we have books available in printed form, we could immediately send it to you and you could receive it in physical form also. I already have address of Dr. Srinivas, but because we have Celia also, and I'm sure we have a few other participants also. If you have contributed, then we always ensure it that you receive it in physical form also, no matter which part of the world you stay. So this is our promise. And with that, I would like to thank each one of you, all the participants, of course, all the contributors. And thank you so much for being with us today, Yuko Kudo, Amira, Celia, Dr. Srinivas, Eleftheria, and of course, Violeta and the whole team of Eco-Civilization. Thank you so much. This is the moment of joy and celebration because we have achieved something which is so important for the humanity. I would say that. So thank you so much. Thank you.